Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mindshift podcast Level Up English. I'm your host, Aiden, and today we're diving into something that can change both the way you speak and the way you think. Every morning we all wake up with a choice to repeat yesterday's thoughts or to speak something new into our day. And the truth is, the words you use in English can completely shift your mood, your focus, and even your confidence.
That's so true, Aiden. Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and I'm super excited about today's episode. You know, sometimes a few simple English phrases can make your morning brighter and your day stronger.
Exactly. Today we'll share 6 powerful English phrases that not only help you sound more natural in English, but also inspire you every morning to think more positively and stay motivated.
And what I love about these phrases is that they're easy to learn but deep in meaning. They're perfect for practicing English pronunciation, building confidence, and improving your mindset at the same time.
That's right. So, whether you're getting ready for work, making your morning coffee, or heading to class, just relax, listen, and let these English phrases motivate you from the inside out.
We promise, by the end of this episode, you'll not only learn new English, you'll feel more ready to take on your day.
All right, our first phrase is one that I think everyone should start their day with. It's simple, but it holds a lot of power. The phrase is, "Today is a new beginning." Just let that sink in for a moment. Every morning is a chance to start fresh, a chance to try again, to learn something new, or to make a small change that could lead to something bigger.
Yes, I love this phrase. Today is a new beginning means that no matter what happened yesterday, the mistakes, the bad moments, the things that didn't go as planned, they don't have to control you today. You can choose to start again.
Exactly. It's like you're pressing the reset button on your life every morning. You know, Emma, I think this phrase is so powerful because sometimes we carry yesterday's emotions into today. We wake up already feeling tired or worried about something that happened before. But when you say, "Today is a new beginning," you remind yourself that today is a clean page your story continues, but you get to write a new chapter.
That's so true. And it's also a beautiful English sentence to practice. Let's break it down for our listeners. Today, meaning this very day, right now, is the verb to be, connecting today to the next part. A new beginning. This means a fresh start, something starting again. So, the phrase literally means this day is the start of something new.
Exactly. And what I love about this is that it's not just words, it's an attitude. You can use it every morning when you wake up. Say it out loud. Today is a new beginning. It feels like you're telling yourself, "I'm ready to move forward."
You know, Aiden, this reminds me of a story I once read about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. One night, his entire laboratory caught fire. Everything he had built, every experiment, every note, all gone. And do you know what he said the next morning? He said, "Thank God all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh again."
Wow, that's such a powerful example. Even after losing everything, he looked at it as a new beginning. That's exactly what this phrase is about, the ability to look at life and say, no matter what happened, I can begin again today.
Right? And for English learners, this phrase can also help you think positively about your learning journey. Maybe yesterday, you couldn't speak fluently, or you made a few grammar mistakes, but that's okay, because today is a new beginning. You can practice again, speak again, and improve a little more.
Yes, and I want to share a small morning practice with our listeners. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before checking your phone or emails, just take a deep breath and say slowly, "Today is a new beginning." I will make it meaningful.
That's beautiful, Aiden. And if you want to practice English pronunciation while saying it, here's a tip. Break the sentence like this. Today is a new beginning. Say it slowly and clearly, focusing on how each word feels when you speak it.
Perfect. And you can also make it personal. For example, you could say, "Today is a new beginning. I will be kind to myself." Or, "Today is a new beginning. I'll study English with confidence." Or even, "Today is a new beginning. I'll focus on what really matters." Each time you say it, it becomes a small promise to yourself.
Yes, I love that. Sometimes people think motivation means being loud and excited, but real motivation is quiet. It starts inside your heart with small thoughts like this.
Exactly. And I think this phrase teaches one more thing: forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for yesterday's mistakes is also part of starting new. It's okay to fail, to fall, to be tired as long as you wake up and try again.
That's so true. And if we think in English, it also connects with other motivational phrases like every day is a second chance, or you can't start the next chapter if you keep rereading the last one. These all remind us that moving forward is part of life and part of learning too.
Yes, so to everyone listening right now, whatever happened yesterday, just let it go. Today is your new beginning. New opportunities, new words, new mindset. Absolutely. Keep this one close to your heart and repeat it often, because every single day really can be a new beginning if you choose to make it one.
All right, that was our first motivational English phrase. And honestly, it's one that can change your mornings completely.
All right, our next phrase is something you can say when life feels heavy, when you wake up and you already know the day might be a little tough. It's this powerful line: "I can handle whatever comes my way." It's strong, it's calm, and it reminds you that you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to believe you can deal with whatever happens.
Yes, that phrase gives such a sense of strength. Let's break it down for our listeners. I can handle means I am able to deal with, or I can manage something difficult. Whatever comes my way means anything that happens to me or around me. So, together, it means no matter what happens, I can face it. I can manage it.
Exactly. And that's such an important message for every listener, especially for people learning English or trying to build confidence in life. Because there will always be days that test us: hard exams, long work hours, stressful family situations, or moments where we just feel not good enough. But this phrase is your little reminder that you are stronger than your problems.
That's so true. Actually, Aiden, this phrase reminds me of something that happened to me a few years ago. I had to give my first English presentation in front of a large group, and I was terrified. My hands were shaking, my voice was trembling, and all I could think was, what if I forget my words?
Oh, I know that feeling. Public speaking is one of the biggest fears for so many people. What happened next?
Well, right before I went on stage, I took a deep breath and whispered to myself, I can handle whatever comes my way. It felt like a small sentence, but it gave me strength. I didn't become perfect in 1 second, but I became calm. And I told myself, if I forget a word, I'll smile and continue. If I make a mistake, I'll still finish my talk. And that's what I did.
That's such a great example, Emma, and honestly, that's what this phrase is about: not being fearless, but being brave enough to move forward, even with fear. You don't have to be perfect, you just need to be present.
Yes. And it's not just for big things like presentations. It works for daily challenges too. Maybe you wake up feeling tired, or you have a busy schedule, or your English practice didn't go well yesterday. Just say, I can handle whatever comes my way. Because when you say it, you start believing it. And when you believe it, your body follows your mind.
Exactly, words shape emotions. That's why speaking these phrases in English helps twice it builds your language skills and your emotional strength. Let's give our listeners a few examples of how they can use this phrase in daily situations.
Good idea. Example 1. Before a big job interview, you can say, I can handle whatever comes my way. Even if they ask me hard questions, I'll do my best. Example 2. If you're nervous about traveling alone or starting something new, I can handle whatever comes my way. Every experience will teach me something. Example 3. When learning English feels difficult, I can handle whatever comes my way. Every mistake is part of progress.
Those are perfect. And here's something interesting psychologists call this kind of phrase an affirmation. Affirmations are short, positive sentences you repeat to train your brain to stay calm and confident. When you say, I can handle whatever comes my way, your mind begins to believe it and your body reacts differently to stress. Your breathing slows, your heart relaxes, and you start to feel in control again.
Exactly. It's like giving your brain a short motivational speech every morning. And if we look at successful people, they use this mindset too. Think about Serena Williams before a tennis match, or Elon Musk when one of his rockets failed. Do you think they give up? They remind themselves, I can handle it. I'll find a way.
That's right. And the amazing part is, you don't have to be famous or rich to think that way. You just need a little courage and the right words. Let me share a quick story. During one of my early jobs, I once made a big mistake on a project. I thought I was going to lose my position. But instead of panicking, I said to myself quietly, I can handle whatever comes my way. I faced my boss, I explained what happened honestly, and together we found a solution. It wasn't easy, but it taught me something powerful. Confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting yourself enough to figure it out.
That's such an important point. When you say this phrase, you don't remove your problems. You remind yourself that you are capable of facing them. That's real strength.
Yes, and for everyone listening, I want you to try something. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up and think about your day, say this phrase slowly with meaning, I can handle whatever comes my way. And if you want to practice pronunciation, break it like this. I can handle whatever comes my way. Say it a few times. Let your voice sound strong and calm.
Beautiful. Because the more you repeat it, the more your brain remembers. You are not weak, you are capable. And your English voice becomes the voice of confidence.
Exactly. Remember, learning English is not just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about how you feel when you speak. When you tell yourself, I can handle whatever comes my way, you start speaking English with power, not fear.
So, to everyone listening, next time you face a challenge in life or in learning English, remember this phrase. You don't need to know what will happen, you just need to know that you can handle it.
Beautifully said, Emma. All right, our next phrase is one that I think everyone needs to remember, especially when life feels slow or progress feels invisible.
Yes, I love this one. It's a gentle reminder that big goals aren't achieved all at once. They're built one little step at a time.
Exactly. So, what does this phrase mean? It means that consistency matters more than speed. You don't have to move fast, you just have to keep moving forward, even a little bit.
That's right. Let's say you're learning English. If you study just 10 new words a day, that's 300 words a month. And in 1 year, that's more than 3,000 words, all from small daily steps.
I love that example. It's the same with anything, whether you're learning a skill, saving money, or building a habit. It's the daily effort that builds the result.
You know, Aiden, this reminds me of the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare ran fast but stopped halfway to rest. The tortoise moved slowly but never gave up. And in the end, the tortoise won. That's the magic of small steps.
Exactly. And that story is a great way to understand this phrase. Because small steps aren't about being perfect, they're about being patient.
Yes. And when you say small steps every day, You're reminding yourself that progress is happening, even when you can't see it yet.
I think this phrase helps a lot of English learners who get discouraged. If you keep practicing one new phrase, one new sentence every single day, you'll look back in a few months and realize how far you've come.
And here's a pronunciation tip for everyone listening. Say it slowly and clearly, small steps every day. Let it sound calm and confident, like you're promising yourself something.
Beautiful. So, to all our listeners, whatever your goal is, remember, success doesn't come from one giant leap. It comes from small steps every day.
I love that, Aiden. And I think our next phrase connects perfectly with this one. Because it's all about trusting the process.
All right, our next phrase connects beautifully with what we just talked about. It's one of my favorite motivational lines in English. Progress, not perfection.
I love that one too. It's short but powerful. It means that your goal should be to improve, not to be perfect.
Because perfection is something we can never really reach. But progress, that's something we can make every single day.
Yes. And I think this phrase is especially important for English learners. Sometimes people say, I'll speak English when I'm perfect, but if you wait for perfection, you'll never start speaking at all.
That's so true. I once had a student who was afraid to talk in class because she thought her accent wasn't good enough. But when she finally started speaking, even with small mistakes, her confidence grew fast. That's progress.
Exactly. Mistakes are part of learning. They're not a sign of failure. They're signs of growth. When you make a mistake, it means you're trying something new.
Right? And it's not just about language. This applies to life, too. Think about people like Michael Jordan or Steve Jobs. They weren't perfect when they started. They kept improving step by step. Their secret wasn't perfection. It was progress.
That's a great example because when you focus on progress, you enjoy the journey more, you stop judging yourself, and start celebrating the small wins.
Exactly. And for everyone listening, next time you feel frustrated, just take a breath and remind yourself, I'm making progress, not chasing perfection.
Yes, and say it slowly, clearly. Progress, not perfection. Repeat it a few times. Let it feel real. Beautifully said, Aiden. All right, what's our next phrase?
Next, we'll talk about one that helps you stay positive, even when things go wrong. All right, our next phrase is one that gives you hope, especially when life doesn't go as planned. It's the classic line, everything happens for a reason.
Yes, this phrase has helped so many people through tough times. It means that even when something bad happens, there's a lesson or purpose behind it. Something good might come from it later, even if we don't see it right now.
It's not saying that bad things are good, but that they can teach us something. It's about believing that life has a bigger plan, even when it feels confusing.
Right. I remember when I didn't get a job I really wanted a few years ago. At that time, I felt so disappointed. But 2 months later, I got a different opportunity. One that was actually much better for me. And I realized, maybe that rejection happened for a reason.
That's such a great example. Sometimes what feels like a closed door is actually just a redirection. Something is guiding us toward what's right for us, even if it doesn't make sense in the moment.
And for our English learners, this phrase is also very natural to use in daily life. For example, if a friend loses a job or misses a flight or goes through a breakup, you can comfort them by saying, "Don't worry, everything happens for a reason."
Yes, it's one of those phrases that shows empathy, kindness, and positivity. It helps you sound more natural in English and more emotionally intelligent.
That's right. And it also helps you train your mind to look for the lesson instead of the problem. You start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of, Why did this happen to me?
I love that. It's like life is a teacher, and every event, good or bad, is a lesson.
So, if you're going through something difficult right now, just remind yourself everything happens for a reason. Maybe that reason isn't clear yet, but one day you'll understand it. That was such a comforting one, Aiden. What's our next phrase for today's list?
All right, our next phrase is one that puts you in control of your day. It's short, powerful, and something you can say to yourself every single morning. I choose to be positive.
I love this one, Aiden, because sometimes we think positivity just happens. We'll feel good only when life is perfect. But this phrase reminds us that positivity is a choice, not luck.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring your problems, it's about choosing how you react to them. You might not control what happens to you, but you can control what happens inside you.
Yes, and when you say, I choose to be positive, you're reminding yourself that your mindset matters. Even when the day starts badly, maybe your bus is late, or you spill your coffee, you can still say, I choose to be positive. It's like deciding, I won't let small things ruin my peace.
That's such a good point. And, Emma, I once heard a quote that says, you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. That's exactly what this phrase is about, adjusting your attitude to keep moving forward.
That's beautiful. And this phrase is also great for English learners who sometimes feel frustrated. If you make mistakes or forget words, instead of feeling embarrassed, just smile and say, I choose to be positive. I'm learning exactly.
Yes, because every time you choose positivity, you make your mind stronger. You become calmer, kinder, and more confident. And your English improves faster too because you're not afraid anymore.
Let's give a quick pronunciation tip for our listeners. Say it slowly and clearly. I choose to say, to be, positive. Let your voice sound warm and calm, like you're talking to yourself kindly.
Perfect. So, to everyone listening, no matter what's happening today, remember that positivity isn't something you find, it's something you choose.
Beautifully said, Aiden. And that brings us to our final phrase for today. A phrase that gives you hope for the future.
All right, it's time for our final phrase of today's episode. And honestly, this one gives me goosebumps every time I say it. The phrase is, the best is yet to come.
Ah, yes, I love that one. It's a phrase full of hope. It means that no matter what your life looks like right now, your best days are still ahead of you.
Exactly. It's a reminder that your story isn't over yet. Even if today feels slow or you're not where you want to be, this phrase says, hold on, something good is on its way.
That's so true. And I think it's such a beautiful phrase for English learners too. Sometimes people get impatient. They want to speak fluently right now. But if you keep learning, keep practicing, keep believing, the best in your English journey is still to come.
Yes, I love that. And many great people believed in this idea. When Walt Disney was fired from his first job for not being creative enough, he didn't stop. He believed that something better was waiting, and it was. That's what this phrase teaches us: never lose hope, even when things are hard.
It's not about pretending that life is always easy. It's about trusting that your future can be brighter than your past.
Right? So, if anyone listening feels stuck, maybe you're learning English, working hard, or chasing a dream, just remind yourself the best is yet to come. Say it out loud. Feel the hope in those words. Because every morning you wake up one step closer to that best. So, as we wrap up today's episode, remember all the phrases we shared. Each one is like a small light for your day. They help you not only improve your English, but also shape your mindset for success and happiness.
And don't just listen to these phrases, use them. Say them in the morning. Write them in your notebook and live by them. Because English isn't just a language, it's a tool to change how you think and feel.
Exactly. And we hope today's episode inspires you to start your mornings with confidence, peace, and motivation. And remember, your journey is just beginning. Emma, thank you so much for joining me today. Your thoughts were amazing as always. I'm sure they will. And to everyone listening, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Mindshift podcast, level up English, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new episode. Yeah, because when we grow together, we grow stronger. Thanks for being here, everyone. Until next time, keep learning, keep smiling, and keep shifting your mind.